movies are harder to review than bad movies, to be honest. Sometimes a movie is good, and that leaves you with very little to say about it. And this is a good example of a problem you sometimes run into, where something is good because there's basically nothing wrong with it, because it's exactly what it looks and sounds like. You say something like Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, and people get an idea of what the good version of that movie should exactly be in their heads, and in this case, it is exactly that movie. Exactly that movie. Like, do you know who Guillermo del Toro is? Have you seen any Guillermo del Toro movies, like Kronos, Mimic, Devil's Backbone, Pacific Rim, Hellboy, Blade 2, Crimson Peak, Nightmare Alley, Pinocchio, Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth? Generally any of them? Or do you have at least a cultural conception of who Guillermo del Toro is? Do you know the story of Frankenstein, or have you seen at least one Frankenstein movie? Mush those two ideas together in your head, you probably have a general idea of what that movie looks like, and this is exactly that movie. Big sets, super colorful and vivid and operatic. Everyone in the cast looks like a Baroque Gothic painting or sculpture of themselves. It's gory and a little gross, but the gross parts are kind of whimsical in a we're having fun and death is part of life, so let's be fairy tale about it way, unless it's like a melodramatic character moment. The movie you're picturing is the one you get. And it's a good version of that. So basically what a critic can say for a review, as opposed to some sort of later on heavy spoilers frame-by-frame analysis, is, yeah, this is exactly what it says on the box. Go see it, have a ball. Which is basically the review. Yeah, it's what it says on the box. Go see it, have a ball. I mean, try to see it in the theater instead of watching it on your goddamn phone because it's coming out on Netflix for some reason. But other than that, yeah, this is great. Review pretty much over at that point. Yeah. I guess it's almost appropriate that even though it's a horror movie and came out in some places in time for Halloween, it's appropriate that a lot of folks are probably going to watch this over Thanksgiving instead, since that's the familiarity holiday. You know, like Halloween, you want shocks and surprises. Thanksgiving, you want stuff to be familiar, or at least a lot of people do. You know, you want to go home, see family. You want turkey to taste like turkey, stuffing to taste like stuffing. You don't really want someone to show up with a radical new interpretation on pumpkin pie. You know, this ain't really a radical reinterpretation on anything. This is Frankenstein, the way it's generally been told in movies by Guillermo del Toro, in Guillermo del Toro Plays the Greatest Hits mode, which is exactly what I wanted and exactly what I got. What does Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein monster look like? Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. Good job. What does Guillermo del Toro's Victor Frankenstein look like? I don't know, Oscar Isaac as a slightly disheveled paperback romance novel protagonist? Okay, yeah, fuck, there he is. Well done. If there is an innovation or newish spin on Frankenstein movie tropes for this one, it's that a lot of the modern versions of this tend to get up in their feelings about being concerned with which is truly the monster, the doctor or the creature, whereas this one kind of immediately says from the jump, no, him, Frankenstein. He's the monster. The guy in the title, the doctor, Dr. Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein is the real monster. Like, this version of Victor Frankenstein starts out as an unlikable, bratty little kid. Like, his dad was mean and his mom died and he's sad about it. But, like, he's still a rich little fancy lad, so it's not like his life was that bad. And he grows into a total preening, arrogant, theatrical bastard who's totally good screwing over his partners. He pervs on his brother's wife. He's just an unapologetic dick the whole time. He thinks he knows everything. Everyone keeps telling him, hey, Victor, this seems like a bad idea, this whole sewing dead people together thing. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Just stay away from the sewing dead people together thing. He gives up on the monster when it doesn't work out right the first time pretty much immediately. Like, he's a complete asshole the whole time. He's going to get exactly what's coming to him. You know he's going to get what's coming to him. Everyone pretty much tells him to his face the whole time, no, dude, you're a bad guy. We don't want any part of you. Fuck off. It's kind of a rare innovation for something like this to say from the jump, the obvious bad guy is obviously bad. Okay, let's go. We're speedrunning this shit. Jacob Elordi is great as the monster. He's as sympathetic as you want the monster to be. He's spooky, but he's not necessarily like scary, because the whole point here is that the monster is not the monster, the doctor is the monster, and we're just not fucking around on trying to be cute about that. The framing device narrative works. The gore is gory. The sets are opulent and gorgeous. The score is good. It's well directed. Everything here works. You get exactly what you want out of it, or at least I got exactly what I wanted out of it. 9 out of 10 with this one. Check it out in a theater if you can.